Louis de Silvestre was a French portrait and history painter. He was court painter to King Augustus II of Poland, and director of the Royal Academy of Arts in Dresden. Life and work. Silvestre was born in Sceaux, south of Paris, the third son of Israel Silvestre, the notable engraver and drawing master to the Grand Dauphin himself. Louis was taught initially by his father, then trained under Charles Lebrun and Bon Boulogne. He completed his studies in Rome, where he met Carlo Maratta, whose work had a great influence on him. After his return to Paris, Silvestre entered the Académie de Peinture et de Sculpture in 1702 and was appointed professor in 1706. The main works he painted at this time were the healing of the paralytic at the door of the temple and the portrait of Louis XV. Friedrich August II, the Prince-Elector of Saxony, met Silvestre when he was in France and offered him the chance to work at the court of his father Augustus II, King of Poland. The artist accepted the offer, obtained permission from Louis XV, and set off on April 23, 1716. By 1718 he was living in Dresden. Both Augustus II and his son were great admirers of Silvestre's work, and bestowed upon him, in the space of 30 years, every honor imaginable. He was appointed first court painter, then, in 1727, director of the Royal Academy of Arts. He was ennobled in 1741, as was his brother Charles François. During this period, Silvestre completed, with the help of his wife, Mary Catherine Hérault, many oil paintings and frescoes, either in Dresden or in Warsaw. He painted many portraits of the king and queen, as well as those of other leading aristocrats. He was responsible for the most important works in the Palace of Dresden, notably subjects drawn from Ovid's Metamorphoses for several ceremonial bedrooms and several ceilings. On the death of Heinrich Christian Failing, Silvestre was made director of the Art Academy in Dresden. During the time he remained at the court of Dresden, Silvestre was known as much for his personality and his distinguished friends, as by his artistic talents. The great number of works that came from his brush and the generosity of his patrons allowed him to amass a considerable fortune, and, having achieved financial security, he retired and returned to France. Louis XV awarded him a pension of 1,000 crowns and apartments in the Palais du Louvre itself. In 1752, he was appointed director of the Academy of Paris. Louis de Silvestre died in Paris at the Palais du Louvre on the 11th of April 1760. As for art, says Mariette, he was not a painter without merit, but his style had nothing that was new or too exciting. One saw early in him a good follower of Bon Boulogne. Amongst Silvestre's students was the painter Jean-Éléazar Chenau, who later became director of the Dresden Academy and of the Meissen porcelain factory. Works: Arion Duin de la Lyre, Louvre, Paris. Le Scene, Musée National du Château et des Trianons, Versailles Museum. La Mort de Donis, Musée Magnard, Dijon. Louis XIV, Récolte de Fontainebleau, Le Prince-Électeur de Saxe. 27 September 1714, Versailles Museum. Saint-Benoît ressuscité un enfant, Louvre, Paris. Entrevue de l'impératrice Amélie, veuve de l'empereur Joseph I, avec son gendre Auguste III, roi de Pologne, et sa famille, a Neuilly House en Bohème. Le 24 mai 1737, avec une infinité de portraits de personnages du temps, large painting, 17 feet 6 inches in height, by 23 feet 9 inches long, engraved by Francesco Zucchi. Dresden Gallery. Another version of the Entrevue de Neuilly House is at the Louvre. Portrait de la femme d'Auguste III, en princesse électorale. Hercule Poirot Nessus, qui se renfuit avec Dejanira. Dresden Gallery. Auguste II, roi de Pologne, donnant la main of Frédéric Guillaume I. Dresden Gallery. Portrait de Christian V Roi de Danemark, Dresden Gallery. Portrait de son frère Georges-Marie de la Reine Anne, Dresden Gallery. Portrait de Georges, fils de la princesse Lubomirska, plastard princesse de Teschen, appelé le Chevalier de Saxe, Dresden Gallery. Portrait of the Countess Lubomirska, Dresden State Art Collections. Portrait du Comte Kozel, fils de la Baronne de Hoym, gravé par Tardieu, Dresden Gallery. Portrait du Comte Rudowski, General en chef de l'armée QT Saxon, Dresden Gallery. Portrait du General Comte Gasteli, Dresden Gallery. Portrait d'Antoine Rose Drazievsky, référendaire de la Couronne de Pologne, Dresden Gallery. Portrait du General Comte de Königsegg, Dresden Gallery. Portrait d'Auguste II, Roi de Pologne, Dresden Gallery. Le Mime Cheval, Dresden Gallery. Portrait d'Auguste III, King of Pologne, Dresden Gallery. Portrait d'Auguste III, King of Pologne, Royal Castle, Warsaw. Portrait de Marie Josephine, Queen Consort of Poland, figure Giusquorgino, engraved by Schmidt von Marais Gallery, Berlin. Un cavalier de la cour d'Auguste II, en masque avec une cornemuse, von Marais Gallery, Berlin. Allegory sur l'éducation d'un prince de Saxe, Hermitage Museum, St. Petersburg. Allegory sur la naissance d'un prince de la Maison de Saxe, Hermitage Museum, St. Petersburg. Portrait of the Countess Orzelska, Palace on the Water, Warsaw. Bibliography. Gemälde Galerie Altmeister, Old Masters Picture Gallery in the Zwinger Palace, Dresden. Harold Marx, Silvestre, Louis de, in Neue Deutsche Biographie. Band 24, Dunker and Amp, Humblot, Berlin 2010, ISBN 978-3-428-11205, OS 418-420. De Rota EWA Olchak. Louis de Silvestre als Porträtmaler in Dresden. Über Vorbilder und Vorlagen seiner Kunst mit kritischem Workkatalog. Teil 1. Vorgelegt von der Rota EWA Olchak. 2013. 167, 422 S. Berlin, Freie Univ. Dis. 2013.